Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of KleenWerks Auto Detailing. My name is Mac. In today's episode, we are going to be removing the winter grime off of a 2020 Dodge Challenger 392 Scat Pack. I'm making this video because A, we need to get the car clean, and B, I was contacted by MJJC and they sent me a foam cannon to test out. Here's the thing, I already have a very nice foam cannon. This is a MTM PF22. However, this is more of a professional grade level tool. This retails for about 80 to 100 bucks depending where you buy it from, versus the MJJC foam cannon, which retails for about 60 bucks, so it's a much better value. So stay tuned for this video, we'll find out if this thing is any good. Okay, so before we get started, let's take a look at what comes inside the box. So first off the bat, I can see that they actually give you a decent amount of stuff. Now, the reason why I'm excited to try this out is because I was not expecting them to provide some thread sealant tape. This is a very overlooked thing when it comes to sealing up fittings and making things watertight. Usually you have to go out and buy them. It's not expensive at all. It's just very nice that they actually provided that for you. We have a 32-ounce bottle. There are measurements all up along the side here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then we have our sprayer head. When you guys hold this actual foam cannon mechanism, this is what actually creates the foam. It weighs a couple of pounds, so you can already tell that this is a quality product. Then we have our instructions, a sticker, and our shipping information, so that's not really important. So let's get this set up and let's get to work. The one thing I noticed with most foam cannons is that all you get is the sprayer head and a bottle. However, with the MJJC, you can see that they provide you with a brass orifice for lower GPM pressure washers, as well as a very nice stainless steel fitting to resist corrosion. Wrap your thread seal tape around the fitting in the opposite direction of the threads, so when you go and screw in the fitting, the thread seal tape doesn't unravel. Take a wrench and tighten just enough until it stops turning. Don't go Hulk Hogan on it, it's not necessary. The plastic tube was actually difficult to put in, but it just goes to show that this foam cannon is built really well. There's also a tiny filter at the bottom of the tube. There's tons of soaps you can use in your foam cannon, but I really like Sonax Actifoam Energy, and I've been using it for quite some time now. I dilute it 1 to 10 in the foam cannon, and we're good to go. This is a 2020 Dodge Challenger 392 Scat Pack. It belongs to one of my very good friends. The car is basically brand new. There's less than 2,000 miles on it. The owner detailed this car himself when he purchased it and applied some Meguiar ceramic wax. So while there is salt and grime on this car, it is technically cleaner than most cars on the road at the moment. The cold winter weather has broken and we're looking at 40s and 50s from this point forward. With that being said, we're going to get it clean. The color of this car is called Indigo Blue, and in my personal opinion, this Challenger pulls it off really well. Starting off with the wheels, I am not pre-rinsing because you will dilute the products you are using if you do so. Every technique has its place, and if these wheels were really trashed, then I would pre-rinse. However, in this case, it is not necessary. I'm using super clean degreaser on the inner fenders and tires and agitating with different brushes. I actually had to clean the tires twice just because they were pretty dirty. Dirty tires will make your tire protectant not adhere correctly and cause it to wear off very quick, so make sure you give them a nice deep clean. are dark gray and suit the car very well. To get them clean, I'm using P&S Brake Buster in a IK foam sprayer. The wheels are very open and spokey, so it's important to get the barrel of the wheels clean so we get a uniform result. I actually forgot to press record during the first foaming pass, and I will show it later in the video, but you can see that the MJJC foam cannon produces some nice thick foam. The whole point of a foam cannon is to soak the car so any dirt and contamination can be softened or loosened. This causes less risk to scratch the car during the contact wash. As you can see, the dirt is rolling off of the surface of the car, creating a safer condition to wash the car. The less you have to touch the car, the better, which is why I recommend you purchase a foam cannon. We're going to rinse the car to remove that loose dirt, grime, and salt, then follow up with a second foaming stage to help us during the contact wash. Lubrication and pressure applied to the surface is key. Don't worry about being thorough with the rinsing at this point, since you will be foaming again anyway. One thing I want to stress is that while a quality foam cannon makes a difference, the product you use in the foam cannon is what determines how much foam you're going to get and how thick it is. But this MJJC foam cannon is closer to the high-end foam cannons on the market based on the overall quality and ease of use. While the car is foamed up, I'm using a soft brush to get into the nooks and crannies, anywhere that my wash mitt might have a hard time reaching. I like to start with the small areas first, get those over with, and then use my wash mitt to clean the rest of the vehicle. When washing your car, remember that the lower portions and rear end of the car are the dirtiest, so keep that in mind when cleaning and leave those areas for last because you might scratch or swirl the paint. Start with the cleaner areas such as the top half of the car and work your way down. Straight lines only, up and down, side to side. You will find yourself wanting to move the wash mitt in a circle, and on some areas you just have to. However, if you can help it, do not clean in circles. Washing in circles creates swirls. Also, from a paint correction standpoint, straight lines are easier to correct than swirls. rinsing, start from the top down. I cannot believe how many people don't know this. It's just common sense. Be thorough with your pressure washer at this stage because you don't want any foam or suds when you go and dry the car. Push the soap down onto the ground with your water. Since this car does have protection on it, I am using a leaf blower as a drying aid to make my life easier when I go and towel dry. Alright, so the car is nice and clean, it's dry, it's looking pretty good, and this Challenger already does have Meguiar ceramic wax on it, so it is protected, so we don't have to go too crazy with the protection. All we're going to do is rejuvenate that ceramic wax. So in order to do that, I'm going to be using P&S Bead Maker. And if you're in the detailing industry or you're the DIY type of guy, you've probably heard about P&S Bead Maker. Now, the reason why I use this stuff is because it's a good topper and a good boost for any sort of sealants, waxes, and even coatings. But my personal favorite feature of this product is that it removes and gets rid of fresh water spots. Now, I did wash it out in the sun, I was rinsing it, keeping it wet, but ultimately there are some water spots around this car. This will take them right out while adding a layer of protection. This entire process took about an hour, and that's the time you're looking at if you want to do a quality job. This Challenger is looking really fresh, and with this indigo blue, it really stands out from the crowd. I actually drove it here to the shop, and I gotta say guys, this thing rips. I've never driven a modern American muscle car, and this is a 6-speed manual with a 6.4 liter V8. The driving experience is awesome, and while this car is big, you don't really notice it when driving. I'm a huge German car guy, but Dodge did a really great job with this Challenger. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about foam cannons. When you go and try and buy one, there's tons of stuff out there, and they range from really cheap to really expensive, so it's very difficult to differentiate which one will suit your needs best. So in front of me, I have a really cheap foam cannon, the MJJC foam cannon that was featured earlier in the video, and my MTM PF22. Starting off with the really cheap foam cannon, this retails for about 20 bucks on Amazon. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Should you buy this? Absolutely not. Does it work? Yeah, but you drop it once, it breaks. It's just made out of cheap parts. I don't know if you guys can see it, but look at all the corrosion that's on here. This doesn't even work. I've tried rebuilding this by myself. It doesn't function like it used to. I only keep this more so like a trophy and as a sentimental item because this is the first foam cannon that I've ever purchased. So it reminds me of the good old days, and I just keep it in my cabinet just to remind me where I came from. So don't even bother about getting this. Yes, it's $20. Yes, it's cheap, but it's not worth it. So that leaves us with these two. Now, starting off with the best foam cannon on the market, I can make a separate video on why you should get this specific foam cannon, but this does retail for $100, and that is a pretty decent chunk of change just for a foam cannon. Is it worth $100? Yes. This is a very good foam cannon. We're just gonna stick to talking about the MJJC. This was my first time using this MJJC foam cannon, and I gotta say, guys, I give this a solid 9 out of 10. Now, the reason why I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10 is because when you go and close the nozzle and the spray pattern, you can completely close it, and if you're not paying attention, then when you shoot your water through it, it's just gonna go everywhere. But all in all, this is a wonderful foam cannon, especially if you're the DIY type of guy. If you're a professional, this is a great starting out foam cannon. It's very high quality. You can adjust your pressure and how much water or foam you produce, your spray pattern, and when you just hold it, it just feels like a quality item. So this foam cannon retails for about $60. But if you check out the link in the description below, you can save upwards of 10% on your purchase of the MJJC foam cannon. To make it short and sweet, you should definitely buy this if you're thinking about getting a foam cannon. I wouldn't recommend getting the most expensive thing right off the bat, because if you get this, you can always upgrade. This is a great starting out foam cannon. If you're a professional, you can use it. If you're a DIY kind of guy or gal, you can use it, and it's just all around a good foam cannon. I don't really have anything bad to say about this foam cannon. So if you guys are thinking about buying a foam cannon, don't bother with the cheap one. At least get the middle of the road one. Using the link down in the description below, you guys can save 10%. You guys can support me, the channel, and MJJC. And trust me guys, I wouldn't try to convince you to buy something if I didn't believe in it. Like I'm saying, yes, this is cheap, but should you buy it? Definitely not. Buy the MJJC, you can always upgrade to the MTM PF22. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any suggestions, comments, or concerns, please write them down in the description below. I'm very active in the comments. Every time there's a comment, I'm notified, and I respond to a majority of them. If you guys want to check out some behind the scenes stuff, then follow me on my Instagram or check out the community tab on my YouTube channel. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, stay clean.